Have you ever noticed this thing in gaming, where if you want to play a game about a movie or a TV series, you will usually find that those games are crap, but actually the next game over is the one you want? Like how Need for Speed paired really well with the first couple of Fast and the Furious movies, or how GTA 5 and Ready 2 are basically Tarantino movies. Mafia is an attempt at that, but not The Godfather though, which has a shit game of its own, but Goodfellas.
Visuals.
The game looks great in some areas, especially seeing as it's a remake of a PS2 game, but on consoles the visuals suck. But why is there no PS5 update? This game released a month before the PS5 came out, and no one thought to do a simple frame rate unlock? The face captures and acting are well done, even better than some newer games.
Gameplay.
Gameplay feels a bit stiff and slow, but it's understandable seeing as this was built on top of a PS2 era game, and is aimed at realism, but it can still be aggravating when some guy with aimbot destroys you coming around the corner. Guns are boring, as there are just like 5 of them, but shooting on the higher difficulties is actually fun and challenging. You have to remember that you will lose ammo when reloading, because Tommy throws away the mags, and seeing as enemies are bullet sponges, headshots are the way to go. Controlling cars suck, but that's also understandable. It's the 1930s, and I was playing on classic mode, which makes cars have brakes made from slimy anime sex tentacles. The missions are at least varied in location and layout, but it's mostly drive here, shoot these people, with now and then a sneaking mission thrown in. The cops are stupid, as even on the highest difficulties, I just stood in the middle of a square with a bike and waited until they left me alone, or drove off a cliff where they were too slow to follow.
Plot.
The story is about a taxi driver who finds a criminal job with the mob, but it seems like he gets into the organization a bit too quickly. Dialogue is written well, and the plot is not too bad. It's just what you would expect from something called Mafia, as it contains themes about friendship, family, and betrayal. The usual stuff. The side characters are semi-interesting, but Tommy is boring. He has no backstory or interests really, other than he doesn't like cold-blooded murder, which he does a lot. The story is told by him to a detective who seems more like a journalist, and Tommy is a bit too giving with information about his illegal activities. It's mentioned that Tommy has a child, but you never see her until the epilogue, where you can see that she inherited neither of her parents' good looks.
Conclusion.
The game is fine, I guess. The Mafia theme and the 1930s time setting are more of an attractor than the actual gameplay. This game is more stiff and boring than any GTA game, where it's actually fun and interesting to drive around and find stuff. But if you're desperate, it might just fill that GTA-shaped hole in your heart for a bit.